Welcome everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy New Year. It's been a while since I've actually done a live stream on YouTube. Oh my goodness. But I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas break, celebrating the festive season, and a happy New Year. But yeah, so essentially I've flipped my whole routine and trading upside down and just really gone deep into what direction I want to go in with my trading. If you guys can hear rain, sorry, I've moved my office downstairs and Sydney's weather has been absolutely shit. I'm gonna test my audio real quick, guys. And yeah, we good. Yeah, so this is it. So I'm gonna pretty much, my direction is trading primarily on the higher time frames, essentially the daily, using the AceFX A2 entry method, which Austin Silver, Tom Jackson, and a few of the other AceFX members have been testing, developing. Austin has just recently added all of this new content to the stream. Sorry, to the back end of the AceFX courses. So you guys can actually go in there and learn that system that I'll be trading. But they tested it and they trade it on the 15-minute. I'm going to be doing it on the daily time frame. So I'm in Sydney, Australia, for any of you guys wondering. I've been full-time trading since COVID happened, and kind of lost my job, and that whole scenario happened. Decided to put my back against the wall, got my finances in order, and then went straight on for it. And it's been a very challenging few years, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been well worth it. All right, guys. So give me a second here. I'm just gonna make sure my stream is running well. Yes, it is. Make sure. Give me a second here. There we go. Yeah, sweet. All right, cool. Yes, I'm gonna get straight into it, guys. So essentially what I'm going to be doing, like I was saying, following on the daily time frame, I am looking at any setups that present. You will see the setups in front of you with a little green arrow. Green arrow buy. Let me just change this. And a red arrow to sell. Alright, so they're essentially the entry rules. The stop loss and all that other stuff does have some type of play in it. I am using it how the guys use it on the 15-minute time frame. I'm using it on the daily, the same stop loss. So before we go in and do some analysis on the pairs I picked out, excuse me, you can see them that are marked out with the green flag, the red flags here. I've got Euro USD. You can see we have a signal presenting here. We got about 7 minutes before the daily candle closes. There should be a way to put. Give me a second, guys. I think you can put. Open. Let me see if I can see it count down to the candle close. Yeah, I noticed that I'm probably on the daily chart, but anyway, there is the entry I'm looking at here on USD CHF. Like I said, Euro USD had one here, which I'm going to have a little bit more of a look into. I didn't enter on that one. Aussie JPY, that one had an entry yesterday, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper into some analysis, looking at this very nice retest of the resistance level here. Euro NZD, I'm not sure why I have that flag. That's right, yeah, I think I was waiting for an entry here the other day, never got one, so I'll take that off. Euro CHF, this is going to be a really interesting one to do some analysis on, because if you look at what the signals we're getting, look at the level we're getting these signals. Now Austin Silver, if you guys don't know, he's the one I've been trading alongside him and some of the guys, his other AceFX coaches and members, for almost 3 years. I think about 3 years now. And The way Austin describes the A2 is that you are buying and selling at a specific price. You can see all of these A2 signals are presenting very close in range to a similar price, and it comes off the 21 exponential moving average. That is when you get it. And this was EuroCAD. This was also another entry I was looking at. Now this is going to be a good one to talk about. And then finally, oil. I'm in a trade, active trade on oil, currently running just over 480 pips in profit on this one. I actually took some profits at this level over here. I'll double check that for you guys, but we'll definitely go into more detail with this one. Took profits around this level here. This was a very interesting trade that I am still in. I have another take profit down at this level. I am not using a fixed take profit, guys. I'm actually trailing my stop at the 21 EMA. As price drops, as each daily candle closes, I will adjust my stop loss. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, we got about 4 minutes left before this candle closes, and the great thing about the daily time, guys, I am not making split-second decisions. And it's a really different change of pace for me. I've been in this oil trade for, I'll tell you when I entered on it. It was last year. I'll find the information. There we go. I entered on the 22nd of December 2020. I've been in this trade for over almost 2 weeks now. Held it into Christmas, held it into the new year, and now it's all kind of dropped. So very interesting how that works. I'm moving on. All right, so I'm going to start with Euro USD, guys. So what you can see on my chart, just to give you guys a rundown, I'm using an indicator called Smart Money Concepts. Now, before everyone starts screaming and yelling, I'm actually not using Smart Money Concepts. This indicator actually provides visuals of how I would actually do my breaks of structure, change of character, all of that type of stuff manually. It does it for me. So it's from Lux Algo. Came across it, I think I was watching TikTok or something. Anyway, it's been a lifesaver. Even how it draws these zones, it helps me kind of just visualize what's happening in the market. Now, with this trade here on Euro USD, on the higher time frames, obviously looking back from last year coming into, more kind of closer to October. And so, yeah, September and October, it was just completely bearish. And if I am to draw a channel down here, I always use wicks, going on questioning that. Do my analysis. It's bearish, clear as day bearish. You can't kind of argue. I mean, you get a lot of time frames, you'll find bearish structure and bearish scenarios where you can go long as price tests the bottom of this trend line on this channel. But overall, you would want to have patience, and you don't want to fight this trend, especially on a high time frame. So one thing I want to quickly mention while we're at the daily and we're looking at this historic data here, look at all the entries that are presented. So you can see all these entries, like you got one here, one there, one here. This one may have stopped you out. This one would have been a nice profit. This one would have been nice. This one. Then you got this one down here. Now, obviously this one would have stopped you out, but as you kind of get this change of character, which you can see by simply doing simple analysis using the exponential moving averages, break the 50 EMA, come back, test this zone, also get another signal presenting over here, which you could have taken advantage to try and start shifting your short bias to a long bias, which is pretty cool. So you could have taken this one long. Now, let me just delete it for these. Excuse me, guys. So now doing further analysis, seeing what's happened. We haven't tested the 21 EMA with a candle close in 60 days. It's been a while. You can see what happened here. We got the signal L50, which is the market sentiment line, is saying bearish. If I drop down to, I use different type of. Hang on, guys, this music's distracting me. Can I change this music? There we go. Being a little bit more relaxed. Can I change this music? All right. Cool. So where was I? Yeah. So now that we got the entry, I usually go down to the 12 hour. It just splits up the daily candle into 2 candles, giving me a little bit more information of what's happened between the 2 sessions, if you want to put it that way. And then looking at all this price action, you can see there's a lot of resistance up at this level here. All right. So looking at that resistance, prices come up. We've tested this level. Majority of the level and wicks have been at 1.06560. And if we round that off to an even number, where price has actually rejected off quite a fair bit, I'm going to round it up to 1.0700. All right. So that's a psychological number, even handle number. It provides significance in the market when you do your analysis. A good levels to sell, buy, and you usually find market participants using those levels to buy and sell off. So coming back into this scenario here, as price is kind of breaking, you can see the change of character here. We got a break of structure, how I see it. Just in here, we got a break of structure on here on the 12-hour time frame. There. Sorry guys, you cannot see this. I've changed my charts to black as well. A white chart is fun, but it really hurts the eyes. Second. There we go. So that would technically be my break of structure here. On the 12-hour, you can see we got a signal, but I'm not taking signals on the 12-hour. I'm only taking them on the daily time frame. And now I'm going to jump to the 4-hour time frame. So another higher time frame, and you can see all of this resistance happening on Euro USD on the 4-hour. Price is essentially consolidating here. What happened is we had this high right here. We pulled back, retested the 50 EMA, retested this high again. Slight pullback, respecting structure, creating new higher, lower highs, and then we broke through with this massive 4-hour bullish bar. And what's happened since is prices tried to climb higher. We came back down here. We found, well, resistance now becomes support. We've been holding this level until we retested this wick. Price got rejected, massive bearish bar. Broke below this consolidation period, found more support at that level where the breakout occurred, came up, and now we're kind of creating these kind of lower lows. Now, you could easily argue on the 4-hour that this is a, what do you want to call it? Double bottom, where we had price come down, retrace, and then retest level in. All right, let me turn off extensions like that, because we're going to go down to the 1-hour, and you can see kind of what's happened here, guys. Price has just kind of broken right through this level, retested, created a bit of support, consolidation up here, and rejected back off it. So as I am trading on the higher time frame, looking left with all of this kind of price data that was significant in holding that range, we are now testing it again. And the overall bias I have on the coming back to the daily time frame is bullish. All right. So we've essentially seen price come back to a significant level, which was in this whole area up here. Okay. So looking back in previous data, this was back in, when was this? August. All right. 2022. We are back testing that level. Couldn't break above it, but price is, looking at recent price, we are bullish. Price is making higher highs, higher lows, and still higher highs, and we haven't broken this level right here. So with all that kind of information I've just kind of given you guys and gone through analyzing this chart, we can now start planning out where we will take a trade. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to jump over to a cleaner chart without all the indicators. The only indicator I need right now is the A2 one. Here it is, and obviously jump to the. So now you can see a bit of a cleaner price action with essentially looking at a naked chart with no indicators besides the signals of the A2. I'm not going to chop. You know what? I will quickly add in the EMAs for you guys. Give me 2 seconds while I just set this up. I'm going to get rid of the 50, 200, 800. We don't need the ranges. Any of that. Cool. Make these a little thicker. There it is. So you can see the 8 EMA hasn't crossed below the 21, which means we're still in an upshift. Short-term trend and long-term trend are still in play. And then the stop loss level, like I was saying, guys, would go from the high. So we use a Fibonacci trend-based fib extension. And how we draw that is from the most recent high to where the signal presented, the low of that candle body, and the low of the candle, I should say, so the wick included. And then we pull it back up to the high. And that gives us the 1.618 right there, 1.618 Fibonacci trend extension. And that is where we place our stop loss. And the entry is always at the close of the candle. So if we're looking at this and when this candle closed on the 4th of January, and we were to look at this signal and be like, you know what, this is a perfect buy, let's take it. You would have got about 0.5 R before price comes back into drawdown, so negative in your position. There might have been a news event. Once again, guys, I'm still testing majority of these on the high time frame. I'm still testing. I gotta test all of the Forex pairs, the majors and the minors, the indices and commodities. The reason I got to test so many now instead of only focusing on 1 or 2 pairs is because I'm on the daily time frame. I got to wait 24 hours for a signal to present instead of, let's say, day trading time frame, like 15 minutes for a signal to present. So last signal, guys, was back over here on the 1st of November. So, and then, yeah, 63 days on 1 pair for a signal to present. And excuse me, that can obviously that's a lot less active than day trading, but if you are focusing on multiple pairs, you'll find more opportunity. So that just kind of gives me a little bit of flexibility to, you know, just more or less take advantage of different markets, different currencies, and I'm still I got to figure out a way to incorporate fundamentals in here as well, since I am swing trading these positions, meaning I'm holding them for days, weeks, and in my back testing, sometimes even months if I'm trailing the stop loss. So with all that being said, guys, I can bring this over, copy and paste it, put it back on this chart here with all our other analysis. If we now have our stop loss, I'll bring in the trend fib as well so you guys can see that. So with that level, coming back down to the 4 hour, is this stop loss the path of most resistance? You got to remember, short term I'm bearish, long term I'm bullish. If I was to put my stop loss here, I know for a fact, well, not a fact, but with high certainty and high probability that this stop will get triggered because price is making its way down, and these structure zones looking left act as magnets. All right, so they're attracted to these levels. If I put my stop loss over here at this structure low down at this price level here, so this most recent low, it's a better stop loss. But an even better stop loss is way underneath it using the tested and reliable stop loss. Now, when using such a big stop loss like this is 151 pips, okay, on the daily time frame, you got to make sure you can get a minimum of a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio in your favor. All right, so looking at the highs here, you can easily get a 1.2, so bring it to 1.1 to 1 right there. So these structure highs up here would be a great technical take profit point if you were to look at your take profit at that level, if you wanted a 1-to-1. And the stop loss is in the path of most resistance, not least. All right, you want your take profit to be in the path of least resistance, where there's not much price action to get to. So with that being said, we can actually move, because price isn't currently at our entry point where it should have been when the candle closed. We have waited 24 hours to see what price action will do, just to give us a little bit more of confirmation and a more different bias. But you can see we can now in fact get in at a better price. So if we were to enter the market now, which I am going to do because I am confident in this long-term trend, we haven't technically broken structure to the downside yet on the daily time frame. You can see price is testing this level up here. We have a big enough stop loss. I'm confident to see what would happen if I was to put a small position on Euro USD, a 1-to-1 risk to reward, and I'll trail my stop loss. Once we get into profit, I'm normally around 1R, so I'll take profits off and then I'll trail the rest. So what I'll do now is I'm going to open up my 8-cap brokerage, and obviously you guys won't see this because that's for, you know, I'll show all this stuff on another platform. But Euro USD, there we have it. So once again, guys, as well, magic keys to place my orders. I don't have to automatically manually figure out my position size. I literally just place my stop loss and take profit points and how much risk based on my account balance, and hit enter. So literally open calculator, stop loss price was at, I can use this really cool tool. Stop loss level is at 1.03997. Copy that in, go back to trading view, MT4, sorry. And then I can go to this, enter it in there. There we have it. All right, my take profit is just going to be completely out of the way. All right, I'm going to put a 0.0, actually 0.1% position on this. If I'm trading a $100,000 account, I am doing a practical assessment with Funded Trader Plus. Currently, there's no time limit to complete it, so I'm just chilling through it. And 0.1% is $100. All right, I'm not trying to blow this thing out of the water, taking my time with it. I am in no rush. So if this trade is a losing trade, I'm only losing 0.1% on my account. So yeah, so I'm going to hit open trade, and we are currently in that trade now. And then before I move on to anything else, I'm going to put a partial take profit and an automatic break even when the trade hits 1R. Okay, so 1R for me would be 112. At that high. All right, so, and I'm going to do 20% off. Done. All right, and then obviously auto break even. So I'm going to activate this auto break even when trade hits 1R. Now the reason I do this trade management is because I'm swing trading. I could be asleep. Price could easily spike to that partial take profit level and my auto break even, and then spike back down due to whatever reason. And if I was sleeping, I wouldn't have been able to capture that 20% profit, or put my stop loss to break even to refrain me from losing more money or going into drawdown. So that is the order there. I have 1R at this level at 1.0647. I've actually rounded off to 1.06470. And my take profit is way above this level. And I'll just trail it up the stop loss and just keep moving my take profit up if price decides to go higher. So I'll change that from a red flag to a green flag, and then I'll go into my next USD CHF. Now, this is a very interesting one. So if I get rid of this and redraw it for you guys. All right, you can have a look at this chart. So between the range of, what's that, May and June, price is just consolidated between these 2 points, right? So you can see price kind of making its way down, found that resistance, came back up and found this support, right? Between these two areas of resistance support, looking left, right, this is clear as day. So if you understand market structure, you can see what's happened. Price has made a move up, found resistance, pulled back, made another push higher, and we found resistance there, and we had this massive move. So 3 months worth of downwards movements here. From, we got March into April, into May, and into June. This leg to the downside continued for on the daily time frame, and then we slowly pushed back up. We found resistance at this level, pulled back down, resistance, pulled back down, tried to test that level, resistance, and then we broke through it. So this is a significant level at 0. Once again, I'm going to round it up to 0.9400, all right, on USD CHF. If price was to continue up like it did with this massive bullish momentum, once it broke out of that resistance area, we found more resistance at the top, pushed down resistance, right? And then that previous resistance point now became support. So with that in mind, what's happened recently and how I'm generating my bias now is, once again, we had that last push up, we had this double top pattern, price came back down, tested that previous resistance, now support level, and then broke through it. And now, once again, guys, what happened in this scenario? Broke through it, used it as resistance, broke through it, using it as support. So for me to short this, it makes logical sense. Okay, you have the 200 EMA above it, which is the longer term trend. You got the 50, the 21, and the 8. So you got the short term, the mid term, and the long term trends all in our favor. You got the L50 on the TDI indicator down here in the sell zone, which is market sentiment, which is very bearish. You got price action, this leg down, testing that, like I said, previous support area. Get that leg back up, and then you got price breaking through it, consolidating, move up, testing that level again. So for me to say bearish, there's a high probability that this could continue further down. Doesn't have to. It can easily make its way up, but based on probabilities and how I see this, that is the bias I'm going for. So once again, guys, we have the entry. We have 2 signals here. If we were to grab the trend-based Fibonacci extension tool from low to the signal, I'm using the more recent one, it gives us a stop loss at 0.94883. We were to enter where market is currently trading at now at 0.93606, we can easily get 1R to these structure lows right there. So not the lowest low, but the body low, which is perfect. All right. So that is what I'm looking at on your USD CHF. Once again, guys, I am going to put a small position on this trade. So USD CHF. Go. So same scenario. I'm in here once again using my magic keys. I am going to open the calculator, go back to trading view. Sorry you can't see the MT4 side of things, guys. I just haven't set that up on my stream yet, and once again I do show that on other platforms, my account balance, and all that. You can follow me on my socials. I do post stories as well. All right, cool. So I can paste in the stop loss in there, and then I can put our take profit all the way at the bottom here, and then I'll automatically do some trade management using magic keys. So what I can do now is input the risk. Once again, I'm going with 0.1% on my account balance. So for $100,000, that's $100 on the trade. Now I have $200 exposed of my overall account because I just placed a trade on Euro USD, and now I'm placing another trade on USD CHF, and we are in those two trades. All right, cool. So I can flag this from red to green, signaling that I am in that trade. I'll do my automatic trade management stuff in a minute, but coming back over to the cleaner layout, I can copy and paste that there, and then copy and paste. So to run down on a little bit of analysis over here, guys. Just looking at the most recent data, and then I'm going to just jump down to a lower time frame using the higher time frame zones first. I'm going to take this zone. So what I did there, guys, is I took the low of this candle and the high of this candle. So this is the most recent test high before price kind of fell here, and this is the most recent resistance where price tapped and then had a strong move up. Coming over to the 12-hour chart. So once again, the 12-hour chart simply breaks down the daily time frame into two candles. All right. So I can just get a little bit more information on what's happening here. So I don't get too carried away with what's happening, because you will find the scenario to either get out of the trade or enter the trade if you keep looking. Neither scenario is what you should be in. You should always be looking at your trading time frame and following a tested and proven and profitable system. All right. I am forward testing this still. That's why I'm using really small positions on an account, on a funded account. But I am doing testing and I am gaining confidence. That's why I'm happy to put these positions in. You guys got to remember, this is 128 pips stop loss on USD CHF. It's funny to just, it's a massive stop loss considering when I was day trading, I have like a minimum of 10, 20 pips on a stop loss. So I have time to adjust. If something happens, if we get candlestick analysis, dojis, indecision candles at a certain level, rejection wicks, I can then make informed decisions to either close the trade or close half of the trade while it's in a negative position to stop me taking out the full loss. All right, cool. So I want to jump down to 4 hour on USD CHF. You guys can see what's kind of happened here. We had this massive bullish momentum over here on the 4 hour. Price came back down and we're kind of testing that area. You can see what I mean now by looking at all this kind of broken down candles and price action a lower time frame. But yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. Come to the 1 hour. And I'm just super bearish. Like, what's price doing? It's moving from the top left of your screen to the top right. Don't overcomplicate it, guys. Price is simply moving down. All right. Just like that. So we got 1, 2, 3 more pairs to look at, guys. My max for the day, well, max positions I can have open exposed risk is 5, which is $500 using 0.1% of my account. The next trade I'm looking at is Aussie JPY, AD JPY. Now I'm not going to enter on this trade purely because it's too far away from the signal where I should have entered. So I'd be getting in late, which isn't a big deal, but I haven't tested that yet. It just will make my risk to reward not as great. So I'm not going to jump at any opportunity there to get into that. Bringing up the TDI indicator again here, guys, you can see we also have a set of bearish divergence here and an even greater set of bearish divergence. So price action making a higher high, RSI making lower lows. Excuse me. So essentially what that's telling me is we could see change in direction. Not always, but it's good to kind of understand that there is a disconnect between the RSI indicator and price action. All right. So with that in mind, we can see that price has gone into a downshift, broken below the 50 EMA on the daily. We came back up. Price just consolidated here. If I jump down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll see what I mean by that consolidation period. This price has just chopped between these two areas, from left to right. No real trend, no real momentum. Coming down to the most recent on the 4-hour, it looks more interesting. So same scenario as USD CHF, guys. We have resistance. All right. So what was once support, support broken, now turned resistance and retesting it again. So coming up to the daily time frame again, guys. If we used a trend based fib, most recent low to high, we have a stop loss of 93.028. If we were to enter on the signal, the trade would be in profit. So I missed this signal yesterday. And essentially you guys can see you would be up, not a lot, but you would be in profit. 0.27, 0.27R, which green is green. Green is always good, but nothing to get excited about yet if you're managing this trade. You can easily get 1R to the structural lows here using that stop loss and that the first entry point if you got in on the candle close. If we were to get in now where price is currently trading at, you can see our 1R turns into a 0.6R, which isn't feasible, but you can still get 1R, I believe, to the lows, which is pushing it if you need to do any trade management or anything like that, because you can see this isn't a path of least resistance, because we tested this, came up and tested it again. So for price to move down here, it's got to break out this level, which you can tell there must be a lot of buyers in this area. So I would be more inclined to get a 1R trade to the structure lows here, because this is a path of least resistance. Price can easily come down here with a rejection wick, whatever, make a lower low, a lower high, sorry, before maybe moving up. So you'll be able to lock your stop and everything, and trade management will be more streamlined that way. But I'm going to mark this up. All right, I'm going to mark it up, keep it at 1R, and I'm going to see how this plays out throughout the week. Since it's Friday today, then we'll see what happens. So moving on to, I'll just make this orange, make it orange. So moving on to Euro CHF. Now, this was an interesting one, guys. So what makes this one interesting for me is the sheer fact how many signals we are presenting and the level it's presenting at. Coming to the 12-hour, price is a complete mess. And looking at the 4-hour, honestly, I'm not even gonna look at trading this. I have a position on USD CHF. Euro CHF may be a conflict as in of price correlation. One goes up, one goes down. I believe that's how it works. So if Euro CHF, if we get a breakout or it goes up, USD CHF, I believe, will go down, or it could be a quote pair. Don't quote me on that, guys. I'm still learning my price correlations since I'm more of a technical trader. But I'm going to mark it up. I'm going to do the most recent signal that presented. So I'm not picking and choosing. I'm not being biased. If I got to the chart, this would be the signal I would use. The only thing I would change is I'm going to use this high instead of that pin. It doesn't make a massive difference on stop loss placement. It's just, it seems like a more feasible idea. Now, I actually don't like the stop loss. So if this candle closed there, that would have been my entry. This would be my stop loss. The stop loss is definitely in the path where it could get hit. But looking at all this rejection wicks, I'm going to jump down to the 1 hour, guys. And zoom out here. All right. So stop loss is definitely out of the way on the 1 hour. All right. There's a lot of rejection, a lot of buyers in this area. There's also a lot of sellers, causing price to kind of coil up and trade sideways in this little consolidation period here. I don't like trading in consolidation periods. I like to see a clear trend. And what I mean by that, I like to see price do this. All right. So when I give you that scenario, I like to see any entries that present in high levels of support and resistance. Just like the 2 trades I took previously on Euro USD. All right. We are trending up and price is, let me just give you a clean chart. So yeah, so Euro USD price is trending up, right? We're making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we're at a support level, stop loss at the lows, below the most previous level. That makes more sense to me to do it that way. All right. USD CHF, same thing. Price is trending down. There's massive leg down, pullback, and price is making lower lows and lower highs. And this is our most recent pullback, but we haven't violated that level yet. So what I mean by that is price hasn't pulled above this level. It's holding that support, and there's also support tone resistance now as well. So that's where I like finding my entries with these A2s. It makes it a lot higher probability trades to be in, and you're not kind of putting your stop loss in easy to reach areas. All right, so come back to Euro CHF. I'm just going to mark this up. I'm going to make this one orange. Orange is what I flag my currency pairs as. If I've just marked it up and I want to see how it plays out, study them, and make adjustments as needed, and just journal these markups to see how they, like I said, how they play out. And EuroCAD. EuroCAD was the last one I'm looking at. The EuroCAD's an interesting one. How you going, Alex? Happy New Year. Thank you. So yeah, essentially what I'm looking at here on EuroCAD is a long position. Now, doing further analysis, just looking at overall price, where we have had this massive extension to the upside, price came down, kind of created this lower high, and then broke this level here. Now we have this daily rejection wick to the top side, that is pin bar, if you will. There is not much support or price shelves for me to take this trade. And what I mean by that is, looking left, I'll have to go down to the 4 hour for this one. They're looking left, the most recent significant price shelf would be down here. What I mean by that is just a level of structure where there's something for price to kind of come back to test it. That's significant. 1 or 2 candles isn't significant for me, especially in the 4 hour. So coming back to the 12 hour chart, it looks even worse. How price has just continuously printed these bullish candles. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, not many bearish candles in this run up since, what was that? Since November, late November. All right. So looking at that is definitely a no-go for an entry for me. Once again, there is no harm in marking it up and seeing how it's going to play out. All right. So I'll grab it from the high to the signal and then back to the high. That is our stop loss. So even with knowing where our stop loss is placed, looking left, there is nothing, no support looking left at all. Nothing. So price can easily come right down here and take out this level for sure. On the 12 hour, same thing. Like I said, I would need price to do this for me to be confident. Like that. And that way, when price does come down, I can have my stop loss. If I took the entry here, I can have my stop loss underneath the most recent structure level. I've been really good, Alex. Thanks for asking. As you can see, I'm back live streaming. I'm just doing this as a little bit of a test live stream to see how things go, but trading the higher time frames, mostly the daily. Just it's way better for my lifestyle. Easier routine. I don't have to kind of pick and choose what times to day trade, what session to day trade, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, definitely a change of pace, but I've been good. How have you been? And on that note, guys, I'm just gonna go over my US oil trade. So US oil was a very similar scenario to the other two trades we've taken on the stream today. Looking at the daily time frame, oil's just been bearish. I draw it in there for you guys, you'll be able to see it. Got pushed down, so lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We took out that recent structure, but we couldn't create new higher highs. So what happened? We created a new lower low and we pulled back. And that's when I got involved in my signal, because looking left, we had structure. All right, so we had a structure shelf, and looking left as well, we had more kind of price data to confirm that level. All right. So that's what gave me kind of the idea to take this short. We got the signal. I did suffer a bit of drawdown here. I'll take you guys down to the lower time frame. So I believe it was, since I took the entry, we did go into about 5 days worth of drawdown. Then it went back in the profit, and then we came into another 4 days worth of drawdown, and now stop loss is trailing behind the daily 21. And we can't lose money on this trade. I've been following it for quite a while, and it's awesome to see that you... Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. Yeah. It definitely has been a very interesting 3 years, to say. Not the easiest. Very challenging, but like anything in life, you only fail once you quit. And even if you have to take a step back, as long as you kind of just, yeah, you keep at it, things will eventually go your way. But yeah, I appreciate that. And then gold. I haven't looked at gold in a while. All the indices. So I want to quickly go through the indices. There is no signals that are presenting on the daily. So I'm not going to bother looking at that too much. Like, here's a signal that presented on the Aussie 200. It would have been a losing trade. If you take it from the high to low, stop loss would have got taken out. But it's not a bad level to buy off. You know, this one was just one of the unfortunate ones that didn't work out. So you can see what I mean by that. Let me just get rid of this. So same type of scenario where we have this resistance. Price came off it. We came through it. We broke that resistance. Now comes support. Rally higher and comes back. This would actually be a nice level to buy off on the Aussie 200. But you can see obviously that level didn't hold, and the price has since fallen lower. But yeah, this isn't a really great chart. I mean, it's not much of a trend happening. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And of course, lucky last, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just been, compared to the volatility we've had, it's been really quiet. Look at this. Look at these bars. Super small candles. But nothing crazy happening on Bitcoin. You know, I would like to see some more action. I'm sure we'll see it shortly if I jump to the weekly time frame. You know, price is testing the level back from 2017. I'm going to mark out the body just like that. So I won't be surprised if Bitcoin makes a push down to about 1500. $1,500 would be a very fun level for Bitcoin to go down to. It would create a lot of fear, but also create a lot of buying opportunities if you still believe in the asset itself. It's funny to see, since Bitcoin has kind of dropped so much, everyone that was so hyped in the crypto space now see crypto as a scam, which is hilarious. But that's how you become rich. Essentially, when things don't look good, it plays with people's emotions, and that's why you really need really good fundamental bias for why you're buying something, holding it for the long term as an investment. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years, is buying and holding BTS, which is the Vanguard Total Market. Yeah, 3,500 companies, including Tesla, Microsoft, Google. It's like an S&P 500 index, but more volatile, more growth. Because I'm young, I don't mind holding on to the erratic drawdowns these things. Alex says, I think we are near the bottom prices for crypto now. I believe so too, Alex. Like, I see Bitcoin potentially spiking down to about maybe 15,000, and then we're gonna see a lot of sellers selling, short sellers selling, which will then cause the price to go up. And then we'll also see a lot of people starting to be like, all right, 15,000 is a good level. We're gonna start seeing crypto, Bitcoin, start rallying again. Bit of resistance on the way up. Look, just simple market dynamics. You know, first we got to break that 24,000 level, 25,000 level, sorry. And then we got to come back and test that 30,000 level, looking left at the structure shelf in here. And then we got to fight above all the other market levels before rallying straight back up. But honestly, like, it's really cool to see we'll be involved in the market with Bitcoin, especially crypto, and how it's been. Like, I'm a long-term thinker, so like, imagine in 10 years, like, I replay this live stream on YouTube or something, and it's like, oh my god, Bitcoin's trading at 16,000, and then it's like trading. It's either like trading way above 150k, or it's like completely gone. But yeah. Good morning from Indonesia, Essentia. How are you? Thanks for joining on the live. Wow, Indonesia, that's awesome. Yeah, another thing as well, guys. I know I'm streaming from a very weird time frame because I'm in Sydney, Australia. So like, a lot of the guys usually chat with or trade with are either in the States, in America, London, or other side of the world. And we'll probably see a run after halving after New. Yes. Yeah, definitely. That will be 2025. That'll be definitely an event to pay attention to. But I sold a lot of my crypto back mid 2020, 2022. I had fun riding that, just that insane volatility, and how it kind of just lifted all the altcoins. I think I still have my crypto portfolio. Yeah. So this is all the coins I was actually invested into. I had a lot going on. Like, a lot. Excuse me. Like, some of these coins aren't even listed anymore. Like, oh man. But yes, it's just crazy. I think the biggest bag I held on crypto was definitely Matic. I had some pretty good trades on that. And Cake. I can't even believe it's trading at $3 at the minute. Like, I remember this massive pump in 2021 up to $40. Oh my goodness. $40 down to $3. But yeah, like, it it will be amazing to see another crypto bull run, just like we saw in 2020, late 2021, early 2022. It was fun. Like you just couldn't lose. Honestly, it was just amazing. And of course we have, I'm always checking out the heat map on stocks, but yeah, this year will be very interesting. I think we'll see a bit of maybe a bit more difficulty in terms of recession hitting, but opportunities made in these times. Yeah, they are tough, but people get through them. So yeah, so the trades I am in, guys, let me just adjust my entry points. So I got Euro USD 5.2. Pretty much on the dot. This trade hasn't progressed too much, and Euro USD CHF trade, my price I got in was 93.58. 58. And this trade hasn't gone anywhere either. Jumping down to a day trading time frame, you guys can see just low market during the Asia Open here in Sydney. A lot of these will start moving eventually when London opens, and then while I'm sleeping during New York. But guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. It's been great getting back into a little bit of a routine. I'm going to be doing this pretty much every day because guess what? I'm not day trading anymore. I'm swing trading. So I have to wait for my next signals to present in 24 hours. How good is that? It definitely is a lot more relaxing, less stressful. But I will admit I do miss the rush of day trading. All right, everyone. Appreciate you all being on. And I will see you all on Monday. Have a nice weekend and take care. See ya.